it's been a revolving door. You see people get into the business and then they get out. What are some of the traits of the people that are not successful in this business? Paul, have you kind of seen a theme of people that, are they doing the same type of thing, or do they not have the right personality for it? Or
well, I mean, so if I was going to go back to that first question, I'm the only one here that had a long career in a 9-to-5 job with a steady paycheck. And it is kind of scary to go in and say, hopefully I make some money, because I had 3 kids. My wife was staying home with the kids at the time, and I decided, I'm not going to have anything guaranteed, and then you just have to make it. So I think for that second question, what does it take to make it in this business, is belief in yourself. You have to be able to be self-motivated to, not be knocked out completely when you get knocked down. And get up quickly, brush yourself off, and keep on going. Because this business knocks you down, I think, more than it picks you up.
Definitely.
It can, for sure. Yeah. So you were more of like burn the boats type of guy. So.
Yeah, that's what you had that thing. I cashed in my 401k. I went to zero, and I'm still going to zero quite a bit, but went to zero in the bank accounts, had no way out, just had to make it happen.
That's what I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
it's effective, isn't it?
I mean, there's no way out. There's no safety net. There's no fallback.
Yeah.
So a lot of people get scared there and don't push through that to get to success. They say, well, I've got to go back to, security, because that's what we don't have. People say we wake up every morning unemployed. That's pretty true.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't like the insecurity of not knowing when the next call's coming from, the next check, the next opportunity. We get a deal that we go all the way through. We get to the point where we're like, yeah, we can spend that money, or we know that's coming in, and then the wheels fall off the deal and that money doesn't come in. And I think the revolving door, I think, has a lot to do with that, insecurity and finances.
How do you find security in a industry that's so insecure? Like there's just like Paul was saying, you get all the way, you've done everything right. You get all the way to the closing table, the deal falls apart, and you can't count the chickens before they hatch, right? So you're trying not to spend that money, but boy, you got bills stacking up and things like that. How do you find security and stability in an industry like this? And I'm not just thinking about us as realtors, I'm also thinking about a chiropractor has to go build their business. An attorney has to build their business. It's all kind of sales to some degree. We certainly are on the front lines with a few of the others. Sales is the thing in real estate, but how do you create stability in an industry like this?
I think the most important thing is having the willingness to just keep grinding it out. I think it's really important that you have to build relationships. And it's not just with your customers, not just with your clients, because your clients are going to be clients for life. You have to treat them well, and you have to really take into consideration what they want and meet their needs, and they will keep coming back and they will keep referring to you. But you also have to build, relationships with, where do I need help at? Your vendors, your title company, your lenders, there's all these people in here, you have to keep good, strong relationships, because those people are all kind of in your pot helping you keep things moving forward. And the more alliances you have, and the more people you have treated well and that treat you well and you have respect for, and they have respect back for you, the more likely you are of getting things done, the more likely you are of, getting repeat business, the more likely you are of getting referrals. So I think also just being willing to grind it out. It's very easy in a job where you don't have a boss that expects you to show up from 8 to 5. It's very easy to say, well, I don't have anything going on today, so I'm going to just do this or that. Those days can get more and more and more as you're not doing stuff. Mm-hmm. So it takes grinding it out. It takes showing up every day, and whether you have something to do or not, or even if you say, I don't have anything to do today, or I don't have a lot on my schedule, why don't you go touch on some of those contacts that you have? A perfect example, I went to lunch with a old customer of mine yesterday, and while we were there, we ran into a friend of hers who said, oh, this is my realtor. Oh, I was thinking of selling my house. Now I have a new contact, and I'll be meeting with her later on in the week. So it's also just about, just you may not always be looking for business, but always be nurturing your relationships, nurturing your contacts, taking care of people that take care of you, and just keep grinding it out, because that will keep coming full circle back to you.
Motion creates opportunity.
It does. Just keep on going.
Yeah. And the universe is wild how if you just start moving forward with motion, all of a sudden all these things, oh, I didn't realize this, and this person calls, and this, that, and the other. And none of it happens if you're just sitting and not doing anything.
Correct.
Which is weird, really weird.
I think, there's a good example of it, or a metaphor of planting seeds. Every conversation, every thing that you do. I mean, it's not always just calling somebody and asking if they want to buy or sell a house.
Right.
Sometimes it's just making the relationships, talking to people, getting in the community, becoming the expert in your field. Those things that aren't necessarily closing. It's not, we're sales. We're not always be closing, but we're always working on the craft. Mm-hmm. And I think that, the seeds grow into, clients down the road. And then the other thing is new people don't have repeat business yet. And once you start getting repeat business, it gets a little bit easier because your sphere kind of opens up. They refer you out to people, every 7 years or so. I think that's the average, 7 to 13. People are moving again.